Right, here we are again. We're back with Len. Now, Len wants to talk about the rabbit plague that came through and at the sort of the turn of the last century and how it affected the landscape and what they did to eradicate it. Here we go again, Len.
Yeah, well, thank you, Tim. Rather interesting, this topic. Now, I would like to stress that what I'm going to tell you is I learned from some of the old-time people that I was fortunate enough to know and to meet. Now, I was born in 1936, so during the war I can remember how the rabbit dominated virtually agriculture in this Midwest area. Now, the rabbit, according to my father, came in the plague around about the time of towards the end of the Great War. That was 1918, 1919. He said they came in absolute plague proportions. They never dug burrows or had warrens as they set up afterwards. He said that they were just in a wave, and on the heavier country where it grew the York gum and the different gum trees that had hollows, every hollow, he said, was full of rabbits, and he said you could run and chase a mob of rabbits and they'd all run up into any hole that they could hide in, and he said you could put your arm in and pull them out, and so that is how many there was. But after that they became established, of course. And now what people don't realise was that they totally altered the landscape of this Midwest coastal country, and I guess the inland as well, but I don't have the experience to talk about that. Areas around the walkway area and south of that, along the coast, my great uncle Robert Hamersley, who lived at Fairfield, and my uncle Jack Broad, who was a young man and grew up at Mount Hill, south of Walkway, they told me that the country there, when they were teenagers, was knee-high scrub, that they would walk over and shoot wild turkeys. In the 1950s, I cleared that country with a crawler tractor and a roller, and I rolled down thickets of wattle and banksia, the silver banksia, the tall one, around about 10-12 feet high. And that is how the rabbit transformed the country. Now, the country that ran south right down the coast, down to beyond Jurien Bay, once upon a time was all low, a lot of it was low scrub country. And it had shepherds all over it. And if you get one of the old maps around about 1909 that I have seen, all these areas were under lease, and they had the leasee's name on them, which made it very interesting, because once the rabbit plague came through, that ceased. The shepherds ceased because the feed ceased. Now, the rabbit had very much the same effect on the country as did the misuse of fire, of burning too hot of fires. The vegetation changed. So that is virtually what I was told and what I saw. Now, in 1952, we got control of the rabbit. They had a research station or a testing at Glengarry Station out from Gerald. Ernest Hart was the rabbit inspector in that area, and he got so fed up with what was going on that one day he opened the gate and let out all the test rabbits. And I don't know whether they knew who did it, but I certainly did because Ernest Hart told me. And from then on, within a fortnight, the whole country was rabbits with big bow eyes. And within a month, all the rabbit warrens had cobwebs over them, so there was no rabbit. And now that rabbit disease, myxomatosis, still breaks today. I know places along the coast where the mosquitoes will still carry the disease, and the rabbit, you see little pockets of rabbits that breed up, and then you come back and a month later, there's no rabbits. So that is virtually what I can tell you about the rabbit, but he certainly altered the structure of our country.
Great, Len. Another little bit of history, folks. Sign off there.